The next comic set in the Stranger Things universe is called Stranger Things the Bully. Let's get into it. The book begins with the bully Troy having a nightmare about the time Eleven broke his arm defending Mike and his crew. Only in his dream, Eleven goes so far as to pop him like a balloon. Troy wakes up screaming, but his mom isn't very understanding, and his dad is worse, getting extremely angry at Troy. Later in the morning, Troy meets up with his friend James, and after throwing some rocks at a squirrel, they head to school, where Troy yells at the Core 4, remembering being laughed at by them and the rest of the school, but they all walk away laughing. After school, Troy is about to damage their bikes, but James stops him in a struggle, which Troy's dad arrives just in time to see, and he actually tells James to kick his son's ass, but James refuses. On the ride home, Troy's dad tells him that he's trying to toughen him up, just before a squirrel almost causes him to crash the car. Later, Troy goes to apologize to James, bringing them both masks so they can mess with the Core 4 and not be identified since it's Halloween. Later that day, they first corner Will and start messing with him, but the others show up and a scuffle commences, until the bullies eventually run the heroes off, but not before Mike claims to Troy that Eleven did what she did because of her telekinetic powers. The next day, Troy and James go to Mr. Clark to ask about telekinesis, but ultimately, the boys determine that it's all BS. Later, they see Eleven walking home after school, so they follow her to try and get a clue as to how she did what she did, but she notices and loses them very quickly. Eventually, they reach a pumpkin patch that's rotting away, and they end up chasing off what they don't recognize are baby demodogs. Troy and James have another argument, causing James to storm off once again. After Troy's dad actually congratulates his son for ditching his friend, Troy heads over to apologize to James yet again. Luckily, he forgives Troy again and agrees to try and prove themselves against the nerds once and for all. As the two boys walk through the woods, they end up getting attacked by the now larger demodogs, but James fights them off with a shovel, giving themselves time to run, even though they slip on random meat scattered on the ground. As they flee, they run along some train tracks, but James trips and gets his foot caught. Instead of helping though, Troy hides till the demodogs have passed. Then, after James frees himself, they follow and see Steve fighting the demodogs off, while the others hide in an old bus nearby. Once they're clear of everything, James again gets mad at Troy for not helping him while stuck on the train tracks, and he storms off again. Troy once again goes home, and once again his dad encourages him for losing James as a loser friend. He also tells Troy that they're all leaving Hawkins. The next day, Troy once more goes to James's house and apologizes, before telling him that he and his family are leaving town for good. As Troy's family leaves, he gives his friend James a final wave. So that's it for the next miniature graphic novel. Come back tomorrow and I'll tell you about the next Stranger Things story.